Welcome back to our podcast where we sometimes go
Off topic. My name is Kai.
And I'm MJ.
Okay, so I wanted to start off with this podcast with a little fun fact that I saw.
Okay.
And I think it's very interesting because I didn't know this. Maybe you did, but I didn't. So, you know hermit crabs, right? They live in shells. So, once they outgrow their shells, they try to find different ones to like live in. But if it's too... I don't know how to explain this, but if it's too big for them and there's another hermit crab that comes that's perfect for that shell, they'll give it to him.
And where will that hermit crab go?
They will go find another one.
So it's a continuous loop?
It is so sometimes you'll see hermit crabs lining up until the perfect sized hermit crab comes along.
They line up?
They line up on the near the shell. Because they'll, for example, I'll go in it, doesn't fit me. You go in it, doesn't fit you.
Like a Cinderella.
Yeah. And no, like Goldilocks, not Cinderella. Oh, like the shoe?
The shoe.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
yeah,
she's trying to make me sound dumb, but I'm not. But what do you mean, like...
They'll line up until, like, so one hermit crab will come, and then the second one looking for a shell who looks a little bigger, or who looks like it could fit, will try it on. Then if he doesn't fit and another one comes along, like they that's basically what they do.
They just do it until what happens if you don't find a shell?
So if I don't, like, I'm going to obviously outgrow my shell, and if you're smaller than me, maybe you'll take that one. So we all use each other's shells, but it's not they're not greedy. They'll be like, "Oh, mine will fit you better, so take that one."
That's like insanely generous.
I know. Like, isn't that crazy?
Imagine
it's like a little
humans
small community.
If humans were like that, that would be
I know.
Okay, here, let me ask you this. The first two hermit crabs to ever be on the planet, right?
Yeah.
They grew up, and then what? Like only one?
No, but they don't have to be the same size.
And then what, though? They switch shells?
Yeah,
like
they
how
can
would that
switch.
work?
No,
or they mate?
no, it's not a shell. Like, they find anything. So if another type of crab,
it doesn't have to be a hermit crab shell.
It could be any other shell.
Stop.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought this was like only hermit crab to
no,
hermit crab.
No.
So
they find
like
anything. Yeah. They find anything on the beach or the sand or whatever that they could use as a shell. And if it doesn't fit them and they see another hermit crab that would like be a perfect fit, they would give it to them.
So is it bad if we take shells off the beach? Like, are we depriving hermit crabs? Yeah. That sucks. You know how many shells I've taken on vacation?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, one is not going to make a difference.
It's not one. I take a lot. It's insane.
Shit. Okay, maybe.
I take the nice ones, too, and they're, like, perfectly wrapped. Ugh, I'm just a horrible person. I'm just hurting all these hermit crabs. I'm so sorry to the hermit crab community. But where did you see that?
I saw it on TikTok, of course.
That's expected. Of course, you saw that on TikTok.
Yeah, I spent so much time on TikTok.
Me too, though. But
really
no,
bad.
not as much as I used to. When we were in lockdown, for example, it was disgusting.
Yeah, because we had nothing else to do.
No, like, you don't understand. My screen time, first of all, exceeded 16 hours on my phone. Oh my God. Not only TikTok, right? TikTok had a lot of screen time. But in general, that was my screen time.
And it's crazy because you never would post TikTok, so you're just like watching.
No, it would be hours would go by, and I didn't even realize. I would sit there, I'm like, okay, in 5 minutes, I'm going to take a shower. Let me just be on TikTok.
Yeah.
2 hours later, and I'm
my God.
still on TikTok.
No, I can't even lie. Like, I felt the same. Like, I did the same exact thing. No, I was like, I need to stop. I was like contemplating deleting.
Stop.
I know. I was contemplating deleting TikTok too, but I'm like, no, it's just too
I would
addicting.
never. I never contemplated that. I just love it.
I remember I said, like, when TikTok was a thing, this was probably pre-pandemic, right? When TikTok became big.
Honestly, I don't know.
Because I remember thinking, I'm like, I'm never going to get TikTok.
I would say that all the time to my little sister. I'm like, why do you have TikTok? Like, I would never get TikTok. Yeah. And she's like, okay.
She got it right away?
Because she had Musical.ly. Musical.ly used to be TikTok.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
It just switched one day?
Yeah, so basically, Musical.ly...
They can do that?
I don't know, I guess. Like, she had Musical.ly, and that's just all singing. Okay?
Yeah,
It's like TikTok, but imagine just songs.
Yeah.
She wakes up one day and the app is now the TikTok app. Like, no update, nothing. She would just turn on her phone.
What? That's so weird.
Right?
I knew they were linked together or like connected somehow. I just didn't know it was the same app.
The same app transformed.
Wait, so okay, I don't know. I've don't know if this is true, but was Vine Musical.ly? Or
No. Vine was a different, but Vine was way better than TikTok.
See, I don't remember Vine as much. I remember some, but I don't.
Because it's a 6-second videos that were gold.
But so was TikTok at first, right? TikTok was only 6 seconds.
Was. Wait, was it?
Or 15 seconds?
No, it was 15 seconds.
Yeah.
The 6 second, because you only have 6 seconds to be funny.
But then
can you imagine gold?
Yeah, but can you imagine how much more time we would be spending? Because we're like, oh, it's only another 6-second video.
Well, in elementary school, that's all I had, Vine, and I would be up so late watching Vine under the covers. Because my parents would tell me to go to bed, and I wouldn't on my iPod, and it was the best thing.
I don't know. I never felt that way about Vine. Really?
They're disgusting. Guys, please don't try to find... It's done. It's gone.
Forever?
Forever, because I tried to access my Vine just to see...
No, not Vine, but is there like another site that lets you see Vine?
I don't think so. And my Vines, oh my God, you would disown me. That's it. Like, they're so
my God!
cringe.
Someone please do some FBI search and
do not
find it.
My Vines. I would die if those came out. It was bad. I filmed some in elementary school. Like at school. I remember on the last day of grade 7, I filmed some, God. And I'm like High School Musical. I can't even talk about it because it makes me so uncomfortable.
I don't think I've ever. I don't even think I knew how to use Vine. I was just watching.
I once decided on Vine to show.
Who was your favorite Viner? Is that what it's called?
No,
Viner?
Because the thing is, even with TikTok, you know how I am. I don't know any TikTokers.
Yeah, you're right.
So I didn't know Viners either, and everyone did. I still don't know
The only one I remember so much is King Batch.
What did he do?
But that backflip though, do you remember that?
Kind of. I remember Happy Llama, Sad Llama.
I don't remember that.
Remember that one? Or this guy who would take different cereals and pronounce them wrong.
I remember that.
He'd be like, Cocoa, please.
Yeah. That was really good.
That was a good one.
I wonder if he has TikTok.
See, we have to find him.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna find him.
See, that was good.
I feel like, but TikTok is kind of it's the same but different in a way. It's not like, okay, yeah, you'll have your sketches that people do.
Yeah.
But a lot of them is just like funny. Okay, for example, the one I learned a new fact on TikTok.
Yeah.
And that I would never think that I would learn something from Vine unless I wasn't on that side of things. No, because
I think Vine wasn't like that. I think it was pure comedy.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I was only on the comedy side.
Yeah.
But with TikTok, when I first got TikTok, I was only looking for photography TikToks. Mm-hmm. So I would only find that. And it's insane the amount of things that I've learned off of TikTok. Cooking, photography.
Fun facts about hermit crabs.
Fun facts about hermit crabs. Learning about how I'm a horrible person to these hermit crabs.
Yeah.
We found like TV shows, movies.
Restaurants to try.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
TikTok is the best app.
I think, especially because we were in quarantine and we had nothing else to do, that was like the best like form of entertainment for us. There were so many challenges that
those trends were. First of all, I saw a compilation recently of remember the TikTok core songs in like quarantine?
Yeah, like that coffee one, the
I'll make a cup.
Yeah.
And then they're super lonely, and all of those compiled.
Oh my God.
It made me so uncomfortable because it was PTSD of quarantine, because what else do we have to do?
Yeah.
But I did the coffee challenge, honestly.
I did the coffee challenge too.
Worst coffee
hated
I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I felt like I was drinking sweet milk.
That's what it is, because it's mainly milk.
Yeah.
And then the top is frosted.
It's like drizzled
not
caramel.
Frosted. It's not
whipped
caramel.
cream.
No.
Froth.
That's the word I'm looking for. Wow. Frothed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Frothed. I don't know.
Milk, that was.
But not milk. It was
coffee. That was, yeah.
Froth.
Yeah.
So I would take my frother and do the thing that you do.
Oh, no. I had to do it by hand.
Oh.
I mixed that shit for 5 hours.
You're insane.
No, I was.
No,
I remember putting it on the fridge because I was so tired. My mom was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I need to take a break."
And you like wake up ready for your morning coffee. It's already the evening. You're ready for dinner, making your coffee.
No, that was bad. I didn't like the coffee, but I also did challenges with my family where I did one. I think that's probably one of the only ones I did, but I had my parents point at me and my brothers when they would answer questions about their kids.
Most likely.
Yeah, and we didn't know what they were going to say until after we watched it. So one of them would be like, most likely to do well in school, and then they would point at who they thought would be like,
which was you, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Who does better in school? Yeah, it's obviously
yeah,
you.
It was me. They pointed at me.
Who's gonna get married first? They pointed at you, probably.
Me, yeah.
Who's gonna get pregnant first?
Probably me again.
Well, you have brothers, so none of them can get pregnant.
No, okay, but I mean,
gonna
like,
have
who's
a
gonna?
baby?
Yeah.
Well, your brothers are much younger. So.
Yeah. So so I did that. I recorded it, but I never posted on TikTok. It was just for me to watch.
It's just for fun, those things.
Yeah, and I think that I did some challenges where like riddles and stuff like that, but I never recorded them. I just did it on my
You know which
camera.
one I did? Because, again, my niche was not my niche.
Your For You page?
My For You page was all photography. So there's one challenge where you fill your bathtub with water and milk.
Oh, I remember
and then bath bombs and, like, colors and flowers and random stuff that you want to put in and take photos.
Yeah.
So I go up to my sister. I'm like, can you please get in a tub of milk for me? And she's like, what? I'm not doing that. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I was like, no. Like, you don't understand. I need you to get in this tub. And the photos, we need to put them up.
Yeah, I will.
They turned out insane.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
It could be just me.
And for those listening, just tune into our video so you can see these pictures.
Yeah, then you can see, because I'm a really good photographer, so book me. Just saying.
No, that turned out really great.
I loved it.
Didn't you also do a FaceTime photo shoot?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on TikTok they did that as well as a challenge, and obviously we couldn't leave the house during
How does
quarantine.
that work though? So you're taking it from your laptop or what?
So,
you're screenshotting?
No. So I called my friend on my phone.
Yeah.
And she posed, and I took my actual camera and took a photo of my phone. And you would think that the screen...
Yeah, that's what I'm...
No. It wasn't, like, messy at all. Do you remember what it looks like?
I kind of do, but
put
now...
it up. It kind of looks like Kermit the Frog drinking tea. It's, like, the same thing. But, yeah, those ones turned out insane as well.
Yeah. Did you do any other photography trends or...
I don't think so. I think
so.
I
your
saw
obviously your For You page was more photography.
It was
related.
all photography during quarantine. Then it got into cooking because I was like, okay, well, if I have nothing to do, I might as well eat.
Yeah, and you love cooking too. So.
I love cooking.
Yeah,
I'm really good at cooking too.
Yeah, you are. Mine was like mainly the main trends. Like I don't remember, and like funny videos, more like Vine stuff, I would say, but. Yeah, it wasn't
but it's useful, and that's why. And I think a lot of adults, that's the one thing they don't realize, is that I'm sure kids use it for like that kind of stuff, the funny stuff, but they can benefit off it too. Like it's not a kid thing, it's not a teenage thing.
And that's what I realized quickly too when I got TikTok, because I was like, wait, there is so much content on here that I find interesting, and like someone who's like younger than me wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like it's just, it caters to every single group age
based on what you like. Literally based on what you like.
The algorithm is crazy.
It's like it scares me because it's so towards who you are. Even to this day, if I know I'm cooking something, the first place I'll go is TikTok. Same. I'll type it in and then
or like things to do, even if we're looking for things to do.
I used
always
to Google that.
TikTok.
Google is not helpful. Worst place.
Because the thing is with Google, it gives you like the most basic places or the most touristy places,
or
and we're like
near
looking
you.
And we're looking for like things that like are
you guys should try this place.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm looking for. But that's all we had to do in quarantine, which is why I think we were so addicted. I don't remember doing much of anything else really. Well, there was a bit, but it's crazy how we got into, first of all, that situation. Because it all went down so fast.
It did. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Blink of an eye, and we were inside.
And it felt like the world was ending.
That's what it felt like. But you know what's crazy? Technically, the world did end. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but so right now we follow a 12-month calendar. Back in the day, they used to follow a 13-month calendar. I don't know how that would work, really.
I don't know either. But I heard that we switched.
Because the way the Earth rotates on its own axis and around the sun works, right, with the 12-month?
I think so. I think
or does that only work with the 24-hour day?
No, it takes 365 days for it.
Exactly, for it to go fully around. So then I don't know where the 13th month comes in or why they used to use it.
Well, they probably didn't know that Earth did a full circle.
Well, some countries still use it.
How does that work then?
That's what I don't understand. But if you tally it up, right? Like, you got that extra month now every year.
Yeah, every 12 years you would... Every 12 years you would be a year behind or something.
Like, it gets pushed back.
Yeah, anyways, yeah.
And when you add it up, technically we should be in 2012. In 2020, we should have been in 2012.
If we're still using that old calendar.
If we are.
Yeah.
So, remember when 2012 was supposed to be the end of the world?
Yeah.
Right? And everyone was like, oh my God, 2012 is coming. The world's going to end. It was fun, like, thinking that.
Yeah.
The movie came out.
Yeah, and I think the reason why we're like, oh, it didn't end was because nothing like...
Yeah, well, did you see how the movie started?
Yeah.
2 people in a grocery store. They were both on separate ends of one aisle.
And then the
floor cracks in half, and then they're separate.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we expected to happen.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be like natural disasters.
Yeah, doomsday,
everywhere.
like it's
yeah,
over.
Exactly.
But it's not. Like, it's more like the world as we know it or knew it is over.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, because now we're never going to go back to what we were before.
Yeah, no, never.
Yeah.
This is it. Like, our kids will never know what life was like.
It really will go down in history. 110%.
Yeah, well, it has to, because it's like masks and being inside and getting vaccinations. Like, that's going to be what kids are born into.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy.
Yeah.
Because when we tell them, hey, like, we never used to live with masks or vaccines or be scared of, like, hanging out with people, they're going to be like, wait, what? That's disgusting.
Oh, my God. That's going to be so weird.
But it's so bad for their immune systems, I got to say.
Yeah. I'm
like,
a
what
huge
happened
believer.
to eating dirt? I used to play with... Oh, my God. I used to play with worms and ants.
I used to make houses for them.
Ew,
I would leaves.
Well, I wouldn't pick them up because I was scared that there were, like, the fire ants were poisonous. But I would take a Ziploc bag and put it... Oh, I can't believe I'm saying that. Put it inside out and, like, pick up the ants. And put them in the bag.
Yeah.
So I had, like... And I had pet caterpillars. Did you know?
Ew.
Yeah, I had 2 pet caterpillars. And one of them died.
Poor. They're trying to be...
No, because I had a nice jar with leaves. They were, like, really doing well. They were living in a mansion. Okay, I know outside's probably way bigger, but whatever. Yeah. They were living lavish. One of them died. We had a funeral for it. So sad. I don't remember what we named them, but this is when I say we, it's me and my childhood best friend.
Oh, okay.
The other one cocooned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm telling you, I took good care of them. Some people die, some people don't.
Yeah, and
selection. Then the cocoon, put it outside. Because, you know, now it has to flourish. Yeah. I'm done being its mother. Yeah. My dad,
oh, no.
My dad decided to hose down the entire patio and the grass.
Oh, my God.
Because we had guests coming over. They weren't going to be outside.
Yeah.
Okay, they were going to be indoors. But still, you know how your mom's like, clean your room. We have people coming over? Like, makes no sense.
Yeah.
He hosed the cocoon away, and I never saw it again. I still think it turned into a butterfly.
Oh, yeah, I hope so, yeah.
And I don't know if it came to visit, but I'm done with bugs. That's the end of, like, I can't
think every time I think of butterflies, I think of that episode of SpongeBob.
No, that's where my fear came from. Yeah. Because when the butterfly lands on Sandy's helmet, it's the realistic butterfly. It's no longer a cartoon. Yeah. They decided to get lazy and stop drawing that butterfly, and they put a real one. And ever since, like, I'm done with butterflies.
Yeah.
But, back to it. Do you remember where you were when it happened? Because that was Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I was at work, and all of a sudden we were told we're having, like, a meeting, like a all-hands call type of thing. And then we were told starting Monday, like the following Monday, we're working from home. And that's it. Like, take your stuff. And usually what's sad about it, or not sad, but what's inconvenient is that a lot of people on Fridays work from home used to work from home from before. So they were home. They heard this call and they're like, well, I have stuff in the office, but I can't go get it. Oh. So they had to go in maybe like once like things settled down a little bit after the first lockdown.
Well, what kind of like their monitors and stuff?
No, not monitor. Like personal belongings. Yeah, like coffee. Like I had my coffee mug there, which I didn't really care for.
Yeah, I mean, you were making your own coffee at home. Like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, no, like there was a lot of things that people would leave, like their shoes and like stuff like that.
That's so irritating.
Snacks sometimes. Yeah.
Snacks.
Yeah. So
that I wouldn't miss. I'd miss like clothing and stuff like that. But that's so annoying.
I know, and they couldn't do anything about it. I
remember I went with you once to go get stuff. Like once things settled down.
Yeah.
We went together. That's crazy, and it was so empty.
Yeah,
like, no, it was like end of the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th
already is spooky.
Yeah.
I was in class. There were presentations back when I attended class. There were presentations going on.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there like, okay, if this is the last day, why am I still here when half the people around me are coughing?
Oh my God.
I know, and it's like okay.
Well, I remember the cases were pretty high though.
They were really bad.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure nobody actually had COVID in that class. Mm-hmm. I mean, they could have, but I walked out. I was like, I'm leaving this class, sir.
Such a you thing to do.
Of course. Walking out of class, I did it all the time. Well, I used to get kicked out a lot.
Oh, really?
Class, yeah, in high school.
Why?
There were classes where, like, I was the type where, like, teachers either loved me or they hated me, right? And the teachers that loved me, like, they were like my favorite teachers too, but the ones that hated me, they would give me hell.
Really?
I'd speak one word of English in one of my classes, and
in a French class.
Yeah, but still.
No, like, I'm saying, was it a French class?
It was a French class. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
But this isn't like elementary school.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's like, get out.
Really?
I'm like, okay. I get out. I start walking towards the door. He's yelling at me for leaving. I'm like, you kicked me out of class. Yeah. I'm not going to sit in the hallway on the dirty ass ground. Yeah. I'm leaving. Yeah. Like, there's no reason for me to be here. I'm going home. Yeah. So
that's funny. But yeah, anyway, so you were at school when
so then I walked out and that was the end of it, and then we were inside.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't think it was going to last this long.
No, because first of all, like at the beginning I was like, this is kind of fun, because you always picture like
in the movie,
you know, you think about the plague. I've watched shows where the plague was a thing, and I'm like, how would I react? Like, what would life be like if we had one of those? Maybe I'm the reason COVID happened, because I'm having these thoughts.
She manifested it.
I really did. And so it was kind of fun, but then it lasted way too long.
Yeah.
Then I was like, "Hey, let me out."
Yeah.
It was fun for like a week.
Yeah. No, but honestly though, I will say as much as it was a sucky year for most people,
best year of my life.
Yeah, to be honest.
It's so weird to say.
But only because I think I grew so much in 2020, because this was the only time I was left with my own thoughts. We weren't going out, we weren't seeing friends. I had no choice but to sit with myself and
you're forced
reflect.
to.
Yeah. And so that's when I realized, I'm like, holy shit, like I am not the person I think I am, or I think I was, and I have so much work to do. So I think like as much as I can't even talk right now.
She cannot speak.
I can't speak. But I was just saying, like,
it's okay, guys. She's an immigrant.
I am. I'm ESL. That. I always say I'm ESL.
That's an excuse.
But no, I was gonna say, like, even though it sucked. I still can't talk.
Oh my God.
Take over.
I can take over.
So sorry.
It's scary because we're scared to be in our own thoughts a lot of times. And do you remember that lecturer we listened to? So we listened to someone who gave this amazing lecture, and he said the reason you guys turn on music blasted in your car and you can't sit in silence is because you're scared of your own thoughts. Yeah. And it's true.
Yeah.
And sitting down with our own thoughts, we faced a lot of things that were going on in our head that we didn't have time to even think about. You'd shove it back.
And that's exactly what I would do.
And it's in a box.
Yeah.
And now you're alone, and this box is like open.
You have no distractions.
Nothing to distract you, and the only thing is this box that is now open, and all these thoughts are out. And you have to face anything that you've put in that box, and I'm going to use box the entire time. Yeah. And heal from it, because a lot of it is probably trauma. Yeah. Figure out, because what I did was I really figured out who I wanted to be, what kind of person I wanted to be, and I was so happy with myself. I loved myself the way I never have before. I was very cynical, very dark, very like, I don't want to say depressed. Yeah. But I think I was. I just didn't know it. Yeah. And once you heal from, I forgot what I was going to say too.
Yeah, for this year, I think I really became self-aware, and like we had no choice but to be with ourselves. So I really got to discover myself and learn a lot more about me. And obviously, like talking to my brother, who's very into self-awareness, and like, you know, he's doing his own studies and stuff like that, has really helped me, because he showed me things that what I thought was not a big deal were actually, you know, important, and that's what I need to focus on.
Your brother's really good with that. He's very like he's so much more advanced than I am. Of course, he has, you know, dealt with his issues. He's healed through it, and now he's at a point where he's helping all of us get to that point too.
Yeah, for sure.
And he definitely helped me as well, because I remember one day I was at your house. We were just sitting at the table, and he's like, "You should read the book called A New Earth. I think you're ready for it." I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm ready. Like, who are you to tell me that I'm ready for something or not?"
Yeah.
Picked it up, bought it, because he's like, "You can have my copy." I was like, "No, like I like highlighting in books, especially something like that."
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, probably the best book I've ever picked up.
Really?
It's so like it really opens your mind up to a new level of perceiving life, or a new level of spirituality that you wouldn't even consider before. So a lot of the things is like, you gotta figure out how to identify yourself. You don't need to identify yourself with objects around
materialistic things,
right? Like you wouldn't say this is my phone, because once you say my, you're saying you're taking
this is
that
part of your identity.
Exactly. Yeah. And he wants everybody to wake up and get to this new level as a collective. Yeah. And he has theories about how that will make us better as a group. Yeah. I definitely think you should read it. I haven't finished it. Yeah. Okay. I said that it's the best book I ever read, but I didn't finish it because it's very hard to read. You read a bit and you got to reread, because it's very, very complex. And back then, it was like something I wanted to read, and now I almost force myself to read it. And one of our other cousins, she read it, and she told me it's not the kind of book where you rush through it or you try to finish it. You pick it up when you feel you need it.
I think with any self-awareness book, though, you have to be in that mental state.
Yeah, and I was really trying to finish it.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're not, if you're not in a headspace where you're gonna, you know, actually apply things that you're learning,
or absorb the information.
Exactly. Like, you're just trying, you know, it's not doing you any good. Like, there's no point of you reading it if you're not in that right state of mind.
And I was in that state of mind. I had found who I am. I had completely loved myself. And honestly, when you get to the point where you have finally accepted who you are and you love who you are, you can accept love from others. Because it's so cliche. And I hate that I'm going to say this, but how can you expect other people to love you if you don't love yourself? And that is so true, as much as you see it everywhere, and I hate it.
But it's a hard thing to do. I think self-love is something that really needs a lot of focus on and a lot of time. Yeah. Like, you can't just be doing it. It's not an overnight thing.
No, it's not, which is why quarantine was perfect.
Yeah, exactly. I also think that self-love is not something that stops. Like, it's something that you have to keep working on until you literally die. Because you're going to face situations where you're going to do things, you're going to make mistakes, where you're going to have that little, like, realization where it's like, okay, like, obviously, you know, you made a mistake and you're like, okay, that's not the person who I am, which also there's a risk of that being, like, kind of like decreasing your self-love. You know what I mean?
It can, but you need to get out of the, like, you need to be in, when you make a mistake, first of all, you got to acknowledge that it was a mistake. Yeah. And take that and say, okay, well,
take it as a lesson.
Exactly. Because that's why I live with no regrets. Everyone's like, do you regret anything? What's your biggest regret? No, I don't regret a single thing that I ever did, because everything that I did, most people out of all of my situations, they would see that and be like, I would regret that so hard. Yeah. And I should. Trust me, I should regret some of the things that I've done. But I don't, because, first of all, it's something I learned from, like you said. Yeah. And every single experience that you have is a piece of who you are. It's like a puzzle. Exactly. Just like the people that you surround yourself with. Yeah. And all of that makes up who you are. Yeah. So why why regret it, or why throw it out the window,
so
or
now
forget about
question, you know how A New Earth, and I haven't read it, so maybe, and I don't know if you've read that part or if he even mentions it, but you know how you said just now that every person that you meet is like has become a part of you.
Yeah.
But then in A New Earth, he's saying like, I don't know if it's just materialistic things, but does that also work with people?
Yeah, because but
like, can you say my friends,
my
okay,
and he explains that.
Okay.
Right? Like, you wouldn't. It's hard to explain, honestly. I don't want to say anything and then butcher it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a great book and I cannot do it justice.
Yeah.
But it's true. All those things, those experiences, it makes up who you are.
Yeah.
Why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
Why you think certain things. Like, I don't regret meeting a single person or doing a single thing.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I've always been like that. Like, I've always like at the things that I've done and I didn't like, I've always taken that as a lesson, or like, you know, something I can like learn from.
What's next? Like, what can you do to?
And if I'm ever in a situation where that is a similar thing that's happened in the past, and I'm like, okay, and well, now I know how to deal with it.
Exactly. And then you become better for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that kind of thing cannot push you down.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't push you down.
I think everything that you've done in your past, whether it be good or bad, it's like helping you become the best version of yourself. And that's why I don't think you should have, like, I don't have any regrets.
So do you think that we will ever be at the best version of ourselves?
No, I feel like it's always going to be a work in progress, but
in this moment,
I am the best that I could be today.
Right now, in this moment, at the second.
Yes. I think I'm the best I could be today.
Be better?
Yeah. But it's also because I there's a lot of things that I haven't gone through yet to make me better.
3 minutes, you could be better.
Yeah, in 3 minutes, I can have another thought and be like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, but I'll take that as a lesson.
It's like exchange.
Yeah.
The exchange rates. It's such a weird example to think of.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, this is the exchange rate right now in this moment at the second.
So I think that we are
I don't know why I thought of that example.
I think we are the best version of ourselves right now, but there's also a possibility where we could be the worst versions of ourselves.
Right now?
So, yeah.
But that's the thing. We are the best and the worst.
No, I don't think...
We're the worst because in the future we'll be the best.
No, but this is not the worst.
But it's... No, it's not the worst we've ever been, but right now it's the worst we can be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We can be because we've come...
Best we've ever been, worst we can be.
Yeah. It's like we're the oldest... No, but it's the same thing as like we're the oldest we can ever be, but the youngest
that will ever
be. Yeah.
What? Yeah, no, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
It's worded weird.
Yeah.
But another thing I realized about, you know, loving yourself, and as soon as you do that, you can read people easily.
Yeah.
Like, I used to not be able to do that.
Yeah.
But now that I'm so self-aware, I can see how aware other people are, and I can read them really easily. So you know if someone's bullshitting you or if they're the real deal.
So you don't mean like you can read their vibes, like, okay, you can...
No, 100% you can read their vibes.
Okay, that's what you mean.
And this is going to sound crazy again. I feel energy. I know it sounds so weird. Oh, we also, like, we talked about this with our cousin, but I really, really feel energy.
Yeah.
So if someone is in my presence and I can feel the somber energy, even if they're acting happy.
Yeah.
So, like, the same situation happened the other day at work. My manager was like acting normal, but I was like, there's something off right now.
Yeah.
I messaged her later, like, something was going on.
Yeah.
And like we talked about with one of our other cousins, the COVID thing, the 6 feet apart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So do you remember like what it was?
Yeah. So there's a theory where it says you can't feel someone's energy if you're like
more than 6 feet apart.
Yeah, more than 6 feet apart. Exactly. And then we were like, wait, that's weird because we've been told to stay 6 feet apart right? during COVID.
With social distancing. And 6 feet. That's very specific.
Now,
I'm sure, like, there must be a scientific reason.
Yeah,
maybe
but then there's also
theories. Don't spread.
Yeah.
And this is just a theory.
Yeah.
So don't come for us.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting that those two have the same measure.
Yeah, and I don't want to speak about it more because I haven't seen the video or the book or whatever.
She just mentioned this to us.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you get to that point, you're able to do that.
Yeah, and I think I was the happiest I was with myself in 2020.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously not my best year.
Was it bursts of happiness? Or was it true happiness?
Yeah, no, it literally was a burst of happiness.
That's what it was, because I think that we've never dealt with our mental side.
Yeah.
And as soon as you do that, it's like
unlocks a new level.
And it's a whole like flow of happiness all at once.
Yeah.
You don't expect those like serotonin levels, euphoric feelings that you've never felt before all crash into you at once.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was also insanely happy, the happiest I've ever been. I don't feel that now.
Yeah, I don't feel that happy. Yeah, same.
But I don't feel that high. Yeah. It was like I was high.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't feel that now. But if you think about it, when's the last time you sat down and pondered or were alone with your thoughts?
No, I had because of like
it's been months.
Yeah, it's been months because like we're pretty much back to normal. No mask, no restrictions, no nothing. We're allowed to go out.
And I go out, or I go to work, I go out, I go home, I sleep.
Yeah,
or
like
I watch
there's
TV,
no
I sleep.
Yeah,
and then you're on a constant loop.
Yeah, exactly.
And we need to schedule in time.
Me time, yeah.
Me time is so important, and I realized that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Imagine realizing that earlier, and obviously I don't regret it. And everything happens at its time for a reason.
Yeah.
But like, imagine knowing that earlier, and people need to realize that you need to put in time for yourself.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah, and whether it's like self-care, like, you know, doing a little spa day at home. Yeah. It's something that it's just for you, or even journaling. Like
I journal all the time.
Yeah. I wish I did. I don't know if I really want to get into it. Maybe I should try it, but I'm the type of person who needs to talk to someone.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I cannot talk to a soul. You can be my closest friend, and like I wouldn't even tell you half the stuff that's in my journal. Nobody knows about me. Guys, please don't try to find my journal. You're gonna be
I think what I'm scared of is someone finding my journal, and that's
but you mentioned that. The thing is, if someone found
I write stuff on my notes app. Like I have a lot of stuff.
It's different when you do it by hand.
I know, and I'm different.
And it's crazy because I've been journaling basically my whole life. Mm-hmm. My current journal has many years, even though like everyone thinks
you don't
one
journal every day.
That's the thing. You can't force yourself to journal. Yeah. You also can't journal when things are bad only.
Oh,
you need to journal when things are good, because then you're only going to be remembering the bad times.
Yeah, yeah.
So I reread my journal sometimes, and it's insane to see how far I've come.
Yeah.
And it's the scariest thing that I'll ever do. Like, that's what I did a lot of times in 2020. Mm-hmm. I reread my journal. I'm actually writing a book right now on, like, I take parts of my journal that I think are like crazy, or my mindset was a certain way, no context, like a passage or a line, and I'm creating an entire book. So each chapter is 1 year, so I could measure my growth and see it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna probably like send it to people who I think were either part of the journey or I guess know me well enough to be able to see.
I want one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're gonna be so sad.
Well, I mean, I think I think I would be sad to know that,
to see what I've written.
Yeah, but then at the same time, knowing where you are and like, you know, seeing you be happy and stuff like that, I think it would make me proud of you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think the only thing sad about it would be that I wasn't there for you at the time,
or you didn't know either.
Yeah, or I didn't know. Yeah,
like, I think even if you were there, nobody really knew. The depth of it.
Yeah,
but I'm glad I get to see it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to read, but it's important to read.
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree. Like, and like I was saying, like, I think like self-awareness is a huge thing. And like, I'm so glad that quarantine happened, because I don't think I would have ever done it if it wasn't for us being in lockdown.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would have done it either, because when?
Exactly.
Like, we don't have time.
Yeah. And I didn't realize we didn't have time until lockdown.
Yeah. And even when I was stuck inside with COVID.
Yeah.
Because, guys, I got COVID. I don't know if you haven't gotten COVID.
No,
I don't know if you guys
wood,
got
please,
COVID. Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry. Because, like, she can't get COVID right now for specific reasons. But I got COVID, and it was crazy how I got COVID. Because, first of all, I am the type of person who should have gotten COVID way sooner.
Yeah.
Like, I was at my uncle's house the other day, and he was saying we had a bet on who in the family would get COVID first, and it was either me or one of their kids.
Oh,
because we're like the most outgoing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you're right. Yeah. I should have gotten COVID the second COVID started.
I remember when you had COVID because
oh my God.
We were at our cousin's house for a Christmas dinner, and I saw you that day, and you looked like you were a little sick.
I woke up with a sore throat.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I woke up with a sore throat. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
I didn't feel sick at the time.
And and then I was like, yeah, you were fine when we got there, but then
as the night progressed
and towards the end of the night, because I think we were about to leave,
yeah,
I looked at you and you looked dead.
No, like your brother said, why is one of your eyes way bigger than the other?
And we have a picture,
which we're gonna put up right now. I was pale apparently because I looked in the mirror before we left, and I looked at myself like, I'm seeing a ghost. Yeah, this is how I'm going to look when I'm haunting you guys later in the future, because that's what I look like. Yeah. A ghost.
Yeah, no, it was
and
so
I've never
scary.
looked like that.
Yeah.
So.
And then I told you too, I'm like, are you okay? You're like, yeah, I just have a headache.
And I was like falling when I was saying that. But, we were sharing drinks. We were sharing food. Yeah. Which was crazy because I did not think I had COVID.
Yeah, because when you tested, when you told me you tested positive, I'm like, bro, there is no way.
Yeah,
I don't
and all
have
of
it.
You should have gotten it.
Yeah, because we shared everything.
Like we passed one cup because we were trying eggnog. Yeah, all for the first time. Yeah, and we passed one cup around.
And all of us tested negative,
which is crazy because I came home and I was like, my sisters have antigen tests from school. Let me use one. Yeah. Let's see what happens. I opened the pack. I swear to God, it was showing me positive before I even touched the test. But yeah, I did what you had to do, and it said wait 10 to 15 minutes for your results to appear. As soon as I put one drop on the antigen plate, 2 lines appeared. Right, it was away. Not like, and I waited 10 to 15 because I'm like, maybe it'll change.
Maybe it'll fade away.
It got darker. Yeah, and I was like, wow, in 15 seconds it's telling me I have
How long
COVID.
Did your symptoms last though? 3 days?
My actual symptoms lasted 3 days. I only felt sick for a day and a half.
Okay, so that's not bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so that was the time when you had to be inside for 10 days. Yeah. So the next morning I was like, let me take another test. Yeah. Maybe it changed. Yeah. It didn't change. If anything, it was faster at telling me that I had COVID.
That's funny.
I kept those plates.
Really? Yeah, as you should.
I know it's kind of gross.
No, as you should.
But I feel like I need to keep them for memes.
Yeah, 100%, as you should.
Yeah. But then even in quarantine, I didn't do any of the self-reflection. Mm-hmm. I did a bit, but most of my time was spent, first of all, hating that I was inside. Yeah. They would deliver, I wasn't allowed to leave my bedroom at all. So my sisters would deliver me food. They hated that I was in my bedroom because I was being served. But I couldn't leave. It's not your fault. It's not my fault, but it was so boring because New Year's too. So then after 3 days of feeling sick, I'm inside now for a week. Yeah. I slept and I watched TV. I slept to get rid of time, to pass time.
Oh my God, to kill time.
It was so
That's
boring.
So funny.
Yeah, and I was still in denial after those 2 antigens. Then I went for a PCR test.
And that became...
that took days, remember?
Oh, yeah,
First of all, PCR
because that was the peak of Omicron.
Yeah, I know. But it's never taken more than 24 hours for me to get my results. Same. It took 3 days.
Yeah. No, and this is so weird, but I totally forgot, but when I traveled to Dubai in 2020, and this was before vaccines were even a thing, I don't know how we were okay traveling, but honestly, I felt super safe. We had to take a test to get on the plane, and we were social distanced in the actual plane, so we were fine. And then when we got to Dubai, it literally felt like there was no COVID except for the fact that we had to wear a mask. But yeah, and then I took a PCR test to go to Dubai, and I literally got it within 24 hours.
It's
so
crazy how each country had it different.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I'm like, it's we know obviously each country has it because we see it on the news, but when you actually go there,
it's so
we're
different.
all going through the same thing though.
We're all going through the same thing, but everybody's handling it so differently.
So the way they would do it is in Dubai, it was okay, yeah, you have to wear a mask. There was not really any social distancing, even though you were supposed to. Mm-hmm. And when you go into a mall, they check your temperature.
Which they quickly. Sometimes did here, for some places, they would check your temperature. But Yeah, like it was really strict here.
Yeah, but I felt safe traveling. Like it was not.
I mean, you traveled at a good time.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
like you waited an entire year, basically.
Well, I went in November of 2020, so.
Yeah, and it started in March. China. It started here in March, but COVID was a thing. Like,
but yeah, what I was gonna say is that I felt super safe, and like it was right before Delta.
I forgot about Delta.
Yeah, it was right.
Oh my God.
Wait, we had COVID, Delta, and then something else?
It was COVID, Delta, and Omicron, right?
Yeah, I think we're forgetting one.
Are we?
I don't know.
Don't tell me there's more.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I forgot that Delta was a thing.
Yes,
Delta
it was right before Delta. Yeah, Delta was the worst one.
I definitely had Ohm.
Yeah. I feel like anyone that has like flu-like symptoms,
yeah, you definitely have Ohm.
Or if you have it now, actually, it's probably like a variant of Omicron.
Yeah,
and it spreads faster. That's why we're seeing a spike in cases.
I'm tired
but
of it. It's annoying.
It's not as bad though. It literally like maybe like you're sick for like 3 days max, and then you're fine.
It's just annoying that we're still in this.
I know.
It's like, can we just not be in it? And I hate that we shifted into this dumb reality. And you know what I forgot to mention? We did shift. Like, you know how I said that we should be in 2012?
Yeah.
Remember the ball drop of 2020? Remember how the ball dropped late?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so we did shift.
So not only did the ball drop late, people had different times on all of their devices.
By how much though?
By a lot. Like their phone would be one time, their clocks would be another, their laptop would be another. It's like no
one really knew what the true time was.
I saw so many people talk about this, and how is that even possible? That's weird.
That's really
unless
weird.
They're all cap, unless they're all like playing into a joke.
Well, but the
ball did drop.
The ball did drop, but what if it was like a thing to like scare us?
No, it could have
easily been technical difficulties.
There's so many things that it could have been. Technical difficulties. Come on, dear.
Yeah,
like we're not going into technical difficulties. It's 2020. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in 2020.
Yeah. You should not have technical difficulties.
No, but we're experiencing technical difficulties with our podcast sometimes.
But that's because we don't have the tools that New York City has.
That's true.
You know, they've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
We have been doing this for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
And but yeah, it was a good year.
Yeah, I think so too.
It was a bad year. It was a good year.
When I even look at summer though in 2020, like I think I did so much for the amount of time, for the amount of things that we were allowed to do. Like I went, was it I don't remember 2020 summer actually, but 2021 summer, last summer.
But that's different. Because 2021 is basically over. So we did do a lot in the summer.
No, but I don't remember 2020 summer, but 2021 summer, we were still in a lockdown or some kind of restrictions.
It didn't feel like one though.
I know, but we weren't allowed to travel as much. So me and my friend, we would like
But picnics are always such a big thing in summer, and they cannot stop us from doing that.
Yeah.
So
they couldn't keep us inside during the summer.
Exactly.
You can't
you can't keep anyone inside.
You should just retire at that point if you're gonna.
There's no way that would happen.
Yeah.
And if they tried this again,
that's
it. That would never
but they
work.
said right. They said that they weren't gonna put any restrictions even if the cases go up.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either because I feel like a lot of people are gonna get mad.
They're giving us a false sense of hope.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they try it, I feel like
I'm moving.
It. Like
I'm out. Peace out, Canada.
Are not going to be okay with it now.
Peace out, Canada. I'm going to a hot country.
What someone told me at work?
What?
Does your mom not tell you to wear a mask? I was like, no.
Really? She's said that?
You should stay safe out here. Like, I was like,
well, I'm not gonna lie though. A lot of people are getting COVID,
but that doesn't matter. Like,
I know, but I feel like it happened right when we stopped wearing masks.
What do you mean? Does your mom not tell you? Like,
yeah, that's dumb.
Like, it's my choice to do what I want. Like that's
You're
the
not
whole
10.
That's the whole point, right? Like I would never tell her, does your mom like force you to wear that? Like why are you wearing a mask?
Yeah.
You know, it's whatever you feel like doing.
Exactly.
You do it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to wear a mask, don't. If you want to wear a mask, wear it. Like you can't be going around telling people what to do. Well,
okay, yeah, only if we have that choice.
Which we should.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we do.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, at that point I was like, okay, well, moving on, lady.
Yeah.
She was really old too, so I was like,
yeah, but whatever. Crazy. 2020 was definitely an interesting year.
Yeah.
Good and bad, I would say.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest things that I did in 2020, do you remember?
No, what did you do?
I came out of the closet.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm not gay. But I did come out of hiding for something. I used to actually wear a hijab.
Oh, yes, that. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you wouldn't think I stopped in 2020 because...
Yeah, I was going to say, was it in 2020? Are you sure?
Yeah, because the thing is, like, everybody knew. Like, I wasn't really wearing it anywhere. But my mom's side of the family didn't know. So I would still, like, with you, I would chill without it. Like, you guys already knew.
Yeah.
My friends knew, like, you know, I wouldn't wear it anywhere.
Yeah.
But
would
they
you go to
didn't
school
know.
without it?
Yeah, at Ryerson, yeah, but I wasn't. Was I in school? Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
in,
like 20.
Yeah, I forgot. So yeah, like before COVID, when I was in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear it to school.
Because wow, so they're like fully the last people.
The last people, because they wouldn't really see me.
Yeah.
And I was almost nervous coming out to them because they have the most opinions out of everyone I know, and I don't necessarily agree with their way of thinking. Not that it's wrong; it's just different than me.
Yeah.
So I was almost the most nervous. I thought I would be heavily judged.
Yeah.
And so after, you know, the lockdown ended, we finally decided to get together because it was like no one seeing anyone the whole time.
Yeah.
Even for religious holidays, we didn't see them. I saw you, but that was a different story.
Yeah.
So I go to their house, and one of my aunts already knew. My aunt who married into the family, she already knew.
Yeah.
So she was ready to, like, bring me with her to this family gathering.
Yeah.
So I went without it on. And, you know, at first everyone was like, wait, what? They were taken aback by it. But it wasn't anything, like, too judgmental.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my grandma asked my sister, actually.
Oh, okay,
and my sister's like, why don't you go ask her?
Oh, okay.
Because, and I'm glad she said that, because it's the kind of thing where, like,
no one should answer for you.
Exactly. I have an answer. I can give you the answer.
Yeah.
But don't ask somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Come to me, ask me what you want to know, and I'll tell you straight.
Yeah.
Right? My uncle, my cousin's dad, he was the only one who approached me and asked me about it. And it was a good conversation. I sat down with him. I explained it. And he even agreed that, you know, it's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And if you can do it, and if you do it, like, that's awesome.
Props to you, yeah.
Like,
honestly.
It really is hard. And I couldn't do it. I wasn't the type to do it. And that was one of the things that was holding me back from truly loving myself.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I know how that sounds.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah. No, if you don't feel yourself in something, then
it was like I think
living in self-love is like a lot more important anyways.
Yeah. But and I'm sure we had different experience.
Like 100%. That's what I was going to say. Like, I first sat down with my mom.
So she also did the same.
Yeah,
thing.
I wore the hijab too and took it off, but I've been wearing it since literally since I was 9. And
same.
then
which is such a young age. I just want to, like, put that out there.
No, it is
You're
very
supposed
young
to
age.
start at 9. I personally don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's too young. You're not able to make any decision.
Exactly.
To make a decision that big, and the reason people do is because of what they're told the consequences will be.
Yeah.
And at 9 years old, when you're told that you're gonna be hung by your hair, which first of all I don't believe is true, like,
it's like fear. You're wearing it because you're afraid.
Yeah, and you think that you should love it. You're
taught
to
well,
think
okay, but
for
me it was different, and so I actually wanted to wear it. Like, my mom was wearing it. Well, my mom still wears it, and you know, every woman around me that I looked up to was wearing it. So I was like, I want to be like them, and I want to wear it too, and I want to wear it when I want to be 9. Like, on my 9th birthday, actually, I started wearing it.
I did the same, and you guys were one of the people I looked up to. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wear it. Like, they're cool.
Exactly.
So here I am.
So then, and then I wore it obviously up until 2019, and then the first thing I did was I sat my mom down and I told her, me and my cousin who's my age, we were both going through the same thing. So, I was talking to my mom about it, and I was like, listen, like, I'm at the point where I'm wearing the hijab because of people. Like I'm
not because you love it.
No, I'm doing it to please people. I'm doing it like for my mom. I'm doing it so, you know, I'm not judged in the community and whatnot. And like, and also because I've been wearing it for for my entire life, that I didn't know what my life would be without it. So for me,
it's the fear of taking it off.
Yeah, it's part of my identity, but I knew that I didn't.
I
had an identity crisis, kind of. Like I was like, I know this is me, but it doesn't feel like me. So what do I do? So I decided, I was like, you know what? Let me just take it off. I like talked to my mom, and the way I did it was, I would go here and there, like with like a hoodie. And if it fell, I wouldn't fix it. Like it was just, you know.
That's funny.
And then
that's like so gradual.
I know. No. I did it very gradually. Bye. And then I would go like with my friends. I would go out and I would take it off. And then my guy friends, I didn't take it off until like pretty like not late in the game, but I first was like talking to them first and like trying to see like their opinion. Not that it would matter and like, not that it would affect my decision, but just kind of see like I'd be like, yo, so this is what I was thinking about, like what do you think I should do? And obviously they were very supportive.
You always need like advice from other people, even though you know exactly what you're going to do in the end.
Yeah,
it's not like justification, it's not to change your mind, but it's just it's comforting.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially if they're like supporting you, right? Yeah. So then I told my friends, and then so I wasn't wearing it around my family. I wasn't wearing it around my friends. I wasn't wearing it when I would go out. The only place I would wear it is at work, which I don't know why.
That's like the one place that I wouldn't.
I know, but I just feel like I was kind of new.
But it's kind of weird to take off.
I know, and like all of a sudden I come like on a Monday. I'm here coming in after the weekend, like with no hijab. Like it felt
like, what
weird.
Did you do that weekend?
Yeah, so I was like, what do I when do I do it? What is the perfect opportunity? Yeah. So then I remember we had a long weekend for Thanksgiving, and I would decide, I'm like, you know what, this is the last place I'm wearing it, and I don't know why. Right. Like I don't have a reason to. Let me just go to work on Monday morning. You have to. Oh, it's not Monday, Tuesday. Yeah.
And the thing with like Ryerson is no one knew me.
Yeah, really. And at work, so I worked at a very small office. I could come without it.
I come with blonde hair. No one would even know.
Yeah, I worked at a small office.
They
so
would
I was like,
It's like taking it off and.
Yeah. So then I was like, and then exactly. It's like taking off, but it's smaller because it was like we were like 30 people. Yeah. So it's like in a classroom. So then I was like, you know, I decided to take it off. I was like, let me just do this. I'm always like happy to answer any questions. Like if someone asks me like my experience or why I took it off, like more than happy to explain my side of things. And so I went, and it was so funny because lots of people noticed something was different. They just didn't know what it was.
No way.
Yeah. So they would come up to me, and my hair at the time was a lot more blonde, which I got it done like when I was a hijabi, so it's not like they saw it.
They didn't notice?
No, and they were like, that's whoa, so like, weird. Did you dye your hair? And I'm like, bro, you've never seen my hair. But you've never seen it.
No way.
Yeah, and it was just funny, and I was like, am I not noticeable? Like, I don't get it. Like,
oh my God.
But my boss actually asked me, and he's like, oh, so like, what made you take it off? So then I sat down with him, and I was explaining it to him, and then like, super nice. Like, everyone was very nice. No one was like, why? Like, you know, like no one made me feel judgmental. So I think my experience, I think the most difficult part of my experience was just talking to my mom. But other than that, everyone else, I think I had a really good experience.
I guess disappointment.
Yeah. But I will say that I do want to wear it again in the future.
Really? I was going to ask you that too.
Of course. Like I met, I have a friend that I met at school, and she started wearing the hijab recently.
Well, she
started when I took it off. So
she started because she felt
so that's what I'm saying.
Had like, a love for it. She was wearing it for X reasons, you know, like whatever you're supposed to wear it for.
Yeah, and that's what when she described to me why she chose to wear it, I was like, this is what I want. I want that feeling where I pick it up, I pick up the hijab, and I see the true value of it. I don't see it as a piece of clothing like that's covering my hair or whatever, you know. I want to wear it for God, because that's initially what I did when I was 9.
I'd never put it back. I'd never, ever.
I mean, I wouldn't. And I would tell you not to say never, but
I know. No, of course. Like my opinion can change in a year, in 2 years. The way I thought about life, like 2 years ago, completely different than
exactly.
now. I'm not saying I won't change my mind. Right now in this moment, I do not ever want to put that on. And again, I know how it sounds, but there was a lot of, I guess, things that that it caused a lot of issues for me. Let's just say.
No, I never had
didn't
an issue.
feel comfortable. I never liked wearing it from the start.
Yeah.
Like I did at the beginning, right? Like when you're young, but then through elementary school, and there's a lot of racism too attached with it.
No, I understand, but I've never felt it.
Never?
No, I mean I felt obviously people look at you and stuff like that, but I'm
have
very
an
like
opinion
I don't
of you right away when they see you.
No, but but like I have it too. It was in me too. When I would see another hijabi, I would be like, oh, like
but that's internalized.
You know what I mean? Islamophobia, but which is a different topic. But I'm just saying, like I've experienced a different like I see the way people look at me now, and it's not that there's no respect, but I feel like there was a lot more respect when I was wearing the hijab. Like I felt like people were more respectful.
Is because they're more tamed around you.
Yeah,
because they assume
exactly.
Again,
no,
that
and that's what
it is.
Certain
way.
No, but it's not assuming. It's just that level of respect. I think. I don't think it's
maybe. I think we had two very different experiences.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I was ever bullied, because I wasn't. I was a bully. I was actually really mean to some people. But no, it's indirectly bullying. Like that's what it is. Like it's the way people treat you or think of you or perceive you, which
But we do that with everything, though.
We do that with everything, but that's basically my experience with it. And so,
well, people now can look at you and be like, "Oh, you're brown, so I'm gonna assume this about you." You know what I mean? There's nothing you can.
You're right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's
why?
Just how I felt when I was wearing it, and versus now, I see a difference like night and day. And I also did not like the way I looked.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like it was me. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I didn't feel like it was me either, but I definitely do want to wear it when I. In the future and stuff like that. But I want to have that calling.
And it would be, amazing. I think we're on two different levels in terms of religion, 100%.
Yeah.
And, if that's the path that you want to take and it happens for you, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But I don't see myself there. I think that in terms of religion, and I could be wrong, I don't think it's following all these rules that matter. I think it's who you are as a person.
Oh, 100%.
And what are your values?
No, 110%. I've always thought that. But I don't know. I think religion should be a separate episode because I have a lot to say.
100%. I just wanted to say, that's the one thing that I did
that's a huge
2020.
thing in 2020.
It was pretty big. And, I feel great. All right, guys. I know that was super deep and...
all over the place, all very off topic.
Very off topic. And it wasn't, I guess a really funny one. I don't know if that's what you guys expect, but we'll have conversations like this where it gets kind of serious. And I think it's necessary.
Yeah, definitely. This is what we have. We talk about
this. These are the conversations that we have, and we just want to be real with you guys. We just want to bring conversations that we have in our daily lives and just share it with you all. Again,
we're gonna have guests coming on, so you'll be able to see how our conversations flow with them. And I feel like sometimes it gets a lot more deep. It does. So it can go in different directions too.
All the time, as we mentioned. This one we laughed a lot.
Yeah,
we'll show you guys at the end maybe how much we laughed because it was insane.
Yeah.
But thank you again for tuning in. If you listened this far.
Yeah,
you're amazing.
Yeah, you guys are amazing, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. You can we'll put the links somewhere here.
Yeah.
You can follow our personal accounts too, and
for audio listeners, tune into YouTube because you'll get to put a face to these voices,
and you'll get to see the pictures that we're gonna post.
My man voice. Yeah. The pictures
that
we put up on
the video will be on YouTube, and the audio version will be on Spotify and Apple Podcast. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Wow. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. And if you want to be a guest on our podcast as well.
We welcome all types of people.
Yeah.
As I've said before.
Yeah.
But thank you again. And we will see you next time. Bye.